I've always been fascinated by behavior that is insane, behavior that is crazy, by behavior that is incredibly violent and antisocial. That's why I'm here with you, I guess. And I've always tried to figure out, how is it that people find themselves in this position and never able to really comport themselves to reality and the like. Well, let me tell you what is happening. We are seeing more and more an elevation, an escalation of behavior that is so demented, so deranged, so without peer. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. And we are habituating to it and accepting it. We're becoming conditioned to it. I want to discuss that after I ask you to please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell and notification so you'll be made aware of new videos and live streams. Okay? And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about, speaking of demented, how about the demented behavior that you get, and I get sometimes, when I don't get the proper sleep. And you know who's perfect for that? You know who's there to help with that? The great folks from mypillow.com. Don't you love that segue? Was that good or what? It's a talent. It's a gift. MyPillow.com is the greatest assemblage, the greatest symphony of items and kit, as one would say, in order to ensure and to encourage great sleep and wonderful non-interrupted slumber. But only if you use promo code Lionel. So go to MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, or MyPillow.com/Solidus Virgule Lionel. From pillows to sheets to bedspreads to mattresses to toppers to slippers, which is what they're just making a killing on. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. I've been a lawyer for, well, let me see, 43 years? No. What am I saying? No, 30, no. No, 40 years. 40 years. 40 years. Yeah. And when I got to stop sometimes to get these numbers right. And when I prosecuted and then did private criminal defense, I met some of the most incredible people in the world who exhibited behaviors that were just sometimes insane. But they weren't insane per se, not clinically, not legally, not technically. They just didn't seem to care about, I don't know what you want to call it, laws, order, convention. And every now and then somebody will see something, I'll see something, especially in view of this weird Karen world we live in. This weird behavior of people who just lose their minds. Well, the best is Shellen Rodriguez, this smirking, brazenly angry former professor who went to this is the most incredible. She was at Hunter College to discuss some behavior she had exhibited regarding some students who were displaying a right to life little display. Well, she went berserk. So anyway, make a long story short, the New York Post reporter went to her home, and she goes berserk, holds a machete or machete to his neck, and threatens to chop him up. And just seems, and has an FTP, I think you know what that stands for, F the police, tattoo, which, is legal. I guess you could do that. There's no problem. But this behavior, now assuming her services are terminated, I have no idea. But you're an adult. You may have strong political ideas. You got a good gig. You've got a professorship at a college. I'm sure it comes with benefits and pensions and that sort of thing. So instead of just being vociferous and being loud, perhaps, and being, even from time to time, obstreperous, which is fine, what you find yourself doing, interestingly enough, is you lose your mind in a world that's all that's just recorded. And the whole reason this professor is being interviewed was because of her initial behavior that was caught via camera, what have you. We're seeing more and more people on a regular basis losing their minds. Or are we? Have there always been these numbers of people who've lost their minds? I suggest no. And I respectfully submit that one of the reasons why we're seeing this so much is because of the role of social media. What a great oxymoron. It's social media. Nothing is anti-social media. By virtue of this, we're seeing, you're seeing, I'm seeing behavior that is escalating to levels of absolute incomprehensible violence, savagery, painful, dangerous, irrational, off the chain, just this easily combustible insanity at a moment's notice. To be able to go into a public display, see somebody exhibit something that's pro-life, something which you have the right to agree against, and to have it trigger this off the chain, off the charts, off the beaten path, off the reservation insanity. Like that. You're so wound that it didn't even take a moment, or maybe somebody arguing with you or something. You're just waiting for this tripwire, this snare, this booby trap to go off, to be tripped. And then, after you maybe think, ooh, I hope I didn't lose my job. Then when somebody comes to your apartment, instead of just saying, nobody home, or not answering the door, no, you don't do that. That wouldn't make the most sense. You go out and get a machete and just, as though you live, as though you're invisible. As though, and it's not just this case. Go to YouTube, one of the greatest forms of entertainment or sources, and type in Karens on airplanes, Karens in the wild, Karens at Walmart, Karens on the... It's not just Karens, but meltdowns, breakdowns, freakouts, people who are triggered, not because they've suffered particular trauma, not because they've endured some horrific, incomprehensible horror. No. But because maybe the Wendy's attendant forgot the fries, or maybe the flight was delayed, or maybe somebody had to move. Maybe there's a crying baby. And I haven't even gone through, just in terms of airline, this boorish, horrible, these Neanderthal, just these horrible people who clipping their toenails and just showing absolute, unbridled, incomprehensible contempt for this thing called societal order. All categorized, all recorded, all chronicled by social media at levels and at strata heretofore unheard of, unseen, unimagined. And it's getting worse. It's getting worse. So sit back, citizens of the world, and watch this. And watch how social media not only record what's going on, but habituate and accustom and condition and make us used to more of this absolutely uncharted, unfathomable, horrible behavior. It's something that's going to get worse at levels and at rates unimaginable. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. Being an observer of demented psychopathy. All right, my friends. Have a great day. Remember, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And whatever you do, I beg you to show the world your brilliance and comment as you see fit.